With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, you talk about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our two quarterbacks, certainly two of the best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you can get by for long periods of time without a top-flight quarterback. The way the game is played, with all the responsibility he has and how the game flows through him, if he's not on the top of his game, your team's not going to benefit at all.
Here's the kicker, Jake Elliott, ready to get this one started. And off we go from Oakland. Fielded about a yard deep. And he'll get across the 20 before he's brought down at about the 23-yard line. On 1st and 10, Cunningham. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Brian Urlacher showing the explosiveness that led him to the Hall of Fame.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
Cunningham to throw. And he will score. Touchdown, Miami. Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis on hand. And this is a game where the defenses, they need to be on their toes because you got quarterbacks here, yes, that can throw the football, but they can also run it very well too.
Mobile quarterbacks. Remember, for the longest time, they used to tell the quarterbacks, stay in the pocket. We don't want you outside of it at all. Nowadays, that mobility, truly an asset, and people are game planning for it. As a scout told me recently, we are actually working with what the colleges are giving us nowadays.
This will be taken short. Shreds the tackle. And he'll bring it back to just about the 25. Call it the 24-yard line.
They're on 24-yard line.
Ready. 18 Gator. Check with the 9. I can't believe they let you play.
It'll be Sanders to begin the drive. And they are not going to let him turn the corner. Some serious pressure right out of the gate. It's a loss of 4 on that first play, and it's 2nd down.
Nice play right there to stop him behind the line, but I want to see how this defense continues to play him here in the first half.
Yeah, we know, you know better than I, he has the ability to take over a game, so what do you do?
Yeah, I think you have to make sure that you bottle him in at varying levels, because if you crowd everyone to the line of scrimmage, if he breaks through, it's nothing but room to run.
3 yards is the pickup, but it leaves him still needing 11 here on 3rd down. Jackson now off the bootleg. Hunter Henry brings it in. Give him 12 yards there, and the Dolphins have a first down.
A lot of tight ends just use their size and their strength, try to occupy some space and kind of body people away and catch the football. But not this guy. He's a refined route runner. Makes me wonder if he took some dance classes in his background with his footwork.
To throw is Jackson. He'll find his tight end. That's Waller. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up second down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion that would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication, and as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
22 yards there, a first down. So again from the 39, this time from the other side of the field. Here's 1st and 10. On 1st and 10, it's Sanders. A Miami first down on a 14-yard pickup. Well, one unit I know you want to watch is that offensive line. If they keep clearing holes like that, it could be a long night defensively.
No doubt about it, because when they are in sync, as we're seeing so far, where that continuity is there, and you can see that they're playing off of each other while controlling the defensive front linebackers, you're exactly right. It could be a very long night for the defense because someone's going to run for some big yardage.
From the 22, Jackson. That's complete to his tight end, Waller. Officially, it will go as a 1-yard loss, and that's going to lead to a third down. And a good sign for them right now to have their young quarterback looking confident on the opening drive.
Now, we haven't met a young quarterback, a veteran quarterback. It doesn't matter. We haven't met a quarterback yet that doesn't tell us he's confident about his abilities, right?
That's true.
But when you're young, it's really important to get off to a good start because it does build up that confidence. It allows him to play better as the game goes on.
Especially crucial here on the road.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? The zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on third down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. Third down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
And Elliott puts this one through. And the opening drive for the Dolphins yields 3. Able to move the ball on that drive. Yes, just 3 points, but 4 first downs were in there.
Yeah, and you can look at it and feel pretty good about the whole thing and think, okay, this should continue throughout this ball game. On the flip side, if you're a defender, it's almost like, whew, we only gave up 3. They moved the ball on us pretty well.
This will be fielded at the 6. And he'll get it up just past the 20, and his guys will go to work at the 21-yard line.
At their own 21-yard line.
So Newton and the Panthers come up now 1st and 10 at their own 21. On the ground, this is Saquon Barkley. And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. Give him 10 there, good enough for a Panther first down.
But he does it at a high level, doesn't he? Because when I watch him, I think of his vision. Straight ahead, peripheral. Also has that sense of where holes are going to be before they actually open. I think that helps set him apart from many of the other backs in the league.
That's going to go as a loss of 1 on first down.
Every time I watch LT blow up plays just like that one, I think of one quote. You can run, but you can't hide.
He won a record 3 Defensive Player of the Year awards back in his day. He was also the league MVP in 1986.
One of 2 defensive players who won the MVP award in the NFL. The second one, Alan Page with the Minnesota Vikings, the linchpin of their Purple People Eaters defense.
Give him 18. It's a Carolina first down. First carry of the game for Christian McCaffrey. Call it a gain of 4 on first, and that'll make it second down.
I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable second down, a very solid gain on that play.
On second down, here's Barkley. And able to break 1 tackle, but then quickly brought down. Just a gain of a yard there, and now it'll be third down.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
Back to throw, Newton. And he's got his target. That's Moore. And he's got another first down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 20-yard line. Well, they're piecing together a nice drive to start this one. Seems pretty scripted and pretty successful so far.
And I think they did it without our help. Because you remember when we sat in the production meeting with them to talk about this, saying, hey, you know, how you guys going to come out of the gate? I know I offered my help with a few plays, and they didn't seem to want it.
I didn't offer mine.
You were the smart one. Whatever they're doing, though, it's working really well.
On second down, Barkley. And he gets it down close to the 10-yard line. Good work to pick up 7 yards there. That gets him into a 3rd-and-1 situation. This will be play number 8 here on the drive. It's 3rd and a yard. They'll try and pick it up with McCaffrey. And he will have the first down inside the 10 to the 9-yard line. They only got 2, but that was enough as they'll convert to make it 1st and goal. They'll try and run forward with Barkley. Now Barkley stripped of the football. And this is picked up by the Dolphins. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back.
Here we go.
We remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll take you to Orlando and Jonathan Coachman. Coach will have highlights and analysis of this first half, one that's featured no touchdowns as of yet on either side.
So his job's a little bit easier for this halftime.
Need to give the coach some highlights here.
Yes, we do.
A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13. It's a 2nd down run with Sanders. Oh, and he's not going to make it out of the end zone. The push too strong, and that'll be a safety. And, Charles, at some point, you can't keep worrying about big play. Can this be perfect? You just have to get the ball out of the end zone.
And in the offensive huddle, that was discussed when they called the play. Just get out of the end zone. But you know what's interesting? A lot of the times in the defensive huddle, they actually call a set and then say at the end of it, get a safety. So it's preached, it's coached, it's thought about.
They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10 at their 36-yard line. Now Saquon Barkley. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. Yikes, a 4-yard loss really sets him back now for 2nd down.
Silver.
Throwing on 2nd and 14. Newton, he's going to launch this thing way downfield. And that will be incomplete. Tried to dial up the long one way out there, but it'll be 3rd down.
The beauty of being able to play a zone defense when you can sit back and see the ball coming out of the quarterback's hands, guess what? Creates a lot of confusion, kind of a muddle in the middle of the field where you go make a play on the football.
Gets this out to Saquon Barkley. And he gets this only to the 41. Not near enough for the first. And Cam Newton's not coming off the field. He'll keep the offense out to go for it on 4th. Now, meanwhile, they go for it on 4th down, and my goodness, incomplete. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And the Dolphins get the football in great field position. Jackson on 1st down. And Waller taking it in over the middle. And he's going to get this one down to the edge of the red zone. A good pickup there at 22. First foray into the red zone for Miami. 1st and 10 right at the 20. Now Jackson. That'll be caught by Rice. This will be a 5-yard pickup as they move it from the 20 to the 15. Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 27 seconds remaining here in the 2nd quarter. 2nd and 5 after the 5-yard completion on 1st down.
I'm coming after you.
Jackson now. Eluding the pressure right. He's going to take off with it. All in all, no gain on the play, and it'll bring up 3rd. From the gun on 3rd down, Jackson. And they're going to get him. He's sacked back around the 28. Now a timeout coming here defensively. As on 4th down, may as well make him punt it. And how about this? 4th and long, and they're going to go for it.
Oh, yeah, and here we go again.
They'll try and throw for it with Jackson. Rolling to his right. And he's going to go down. Couldn't get a throw off with the pressure. Maybe that was for the best, as that brings us to the end of this first half of play. So a very tight first half. We had to break in a 1-point game. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando, that's where we find Jonathan Coachman, ready with our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. This is taken at his 4. And he'll get it up past the 20 to the 22-yard line.
The Panthers take over 1st and 10 at their own 22-yard line.
This Carolina offense at the line, ready to go. And with the way this offense has played thus far, to be frank, they got to feel pretty grateful to be in the ball game.
I would agree with you totally, because they've done all of nothing offense.
The ball popped in the air and intercepted. Picked off near the 44. Then his guys are going to take over at their own 48-yard line. First possession of the 3rd quarter, an interception, so maybe a second-half tone setter.
Indeed, and not the tone they wanted to set. That's the equivalent of running out the wrong door and running into your pool instead of running out onto the field. A real dud for that one.
Has that happened to you before?
No, but I've heard stories about teams actually doing that back in the good old days.
Now a run on 1st down is not going to get off the ground, as they will get him behind the line of scrimmage for a loss of 3. That'll set him back with a loss of 3 on the play. And that'll make this a 2nd and 13.
Set, ready. Touchdown. Defense wins championships, baby.
Jackson off the bootleg, out to his left. He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone, and that'll be incomplete. Good protection that time, and they couldn't hook up on the long one. Now it's 3rd down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
And that's the 2nd sack of the game, but this player, disruptive in all phases, whether he's going upfield, coming underneath, you name it. He's a big-time guy you have to block.
And the punt team on now as this one's sent away. And that'll hit at the 5 and go into the end zone for a touchback.
At their own 20-yard line.
The Panthers out there and ready to begin their next drive. Their defense has done the job. Now it's the offense's turn as they've got it 1st and 10. Nifty running by Barkley there on 1st down. He scoots forward for 7 yards, sets him up nicely, 2nd and 3. It's a 7-yard carry to set them up with a 2nd and 3. Operating from the 27 now. Here's 2nd and 3. They'll run with Barkley, and he'll be brought down right around the 37. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a 1st down.
They were not fooling around at all, were they? 2nd and short, and they brought out the heavy package. Almost felt like the super heavy package against that defense, didn't it?
Yeah, I don't think they expected that much beef up front, and it turned into an easy 1st down conversion. And down he goes at the 45 after a pickup of 9.
And we see another pitch and catch there to the running back. This position just continues to evolve. They've become just as critical to the passing attack as a lot of receivers, tight ends, because their ability to make people miss in the open field can really generate big plays for an offense. He has elite instincts from his linebacker spot. He's able to diagnose the run and flies in like a missile to stop that one behind the line of scrimmage.
Quick slant, caught by Moore. And he's got another first down as he's brought down at the Dolphins' 34-yard line. So now 1st and 10 as they've crossed into Miami territory at the 34. Barkley down to the 30 after a gain of 3.
They tried a quick hitter inside, but that one was swallowed up because what they're hoping, those big defensive linemen will take the bait and move laterally and open up a crease that they can run through. Didn't happen on that play.
And inside the 20 before he's brought down. 13 yards, first down, Panthers.
This has been a good drive so far. It's been a running game for the most part that's powered them down there. Another nice burst there, picking up a first down. Now it's 1st and 10, as you said, in the red zone.
And he will be brought down at about the 6-yard line. 11 more yards that go around, a first down as well. Might we see our first touchdown of the game? Here's 1st and goal. They'll try to run with McCaffrey. And that'll get him halfway there as he takes it from the 6 to the 3-yard line.
Brandon, all things considered, they have to feel pretty good about getting that type of a gain considering the blitz that they just had against them.
So 2nd and goal, and standing by himself in the backfield, Barkley. He'll get it up the middle, and he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It'll go as a loss of a yard, and it'll set up 3rd down. 2 straight shots on the ground. Now on 3rd, do you go to the air?
I think the possibility exists, and if you're doing it, you're probably going play action since you ran it twice. But I often think that 2nd down is a time you go play.
And he'll take this into the end zone. Touchdown, Carolina. From 4 yards out. And the Panthers have taken the lead. There was no going through the progressions on that touchdown pass.
Yeah, nor was it necessary. His receiver won that route early, presented himself. No reason to wait. Go ahead and put it on him and score a touchdown.
Now Newton will bring the Panthers up to go for 2. To throw is Newton. And he's going to go down just outside of the 5, right around the 6-yard line. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away.
The Dolphins take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And here we are almost through 3 quarters of play, and this passing game still has not really found any kind of rhythm.
Put it mildly, because they're not even over 100 yards yet. And in today's NFL, where it's a pass-first league, that is quite surprising. Not many teams patient enough to stick with the run. Everybody wants to advance the ball through the air. They've got to get their timing back.
Another run with Sanders. And they're able to swarm him behind the line, and his rough night continues. And we're back now in Charlotte. It's Dolphin football, but they trail here as we get set for the 4th. One of the bigger plays in the game thus far, and the crowd getting into it as we come up on a big 3rd down. Here's Jackson to throw. And that is incomplete.
You hear the calls for a penalty, but I just don't think so. I think in this situation, the defender was making sure his guy couldn't hold on to the football. So I don't see anything that warranted a flag.
No, I'm with you. There was contact, but I'm happy they kept that flag in the back pocket. One score down. Here we go. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. On 4th down, Jackson. They'll roll him out right. And that is incomplete. The Dolphins can't convert on 4th down. And the Panthers are going to get it back in excellent field position. A first down carry for Barkley. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line. It's a 6-yard gain on the ground, and that'll make it 2nd and 4. Clock continuing to run. They'll probably wind this all the way before snapping it on second down. This is Barkley, and he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
Well, they didn't accomplish their goal. They didn't get a stop there, gave up another first down. They have all 3 timeouts in their pocket. I think defensively, you got to start thinking about using them here.
I was just going to ask you at what point you think now's the go time?
I think now's the go time. I don't think you sit back and wait because they can take a lot of time off the clock between plays and run 3 to 4 and really put you in a stressful spot.
On second down now, Barkley. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. 2 yards the gain there, and now they're left with a third and about 4 for a first. This a big play for both sides. What will we see here? 3rd and 4. Fourth quarter, down to the final 2 minutes, and we've got a one-score game. So it's Panther football as we welcome you back. They're facing a critical third down now as they try to hold on to this lead. Now the Dolphins going to burn the first of their timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. Now, this is a big third down, and you'd have to think we'd see a timeout right away if they can't stop them here. On the run, it's Barkley. And this play doesn't go anywhere. Backwards, losing yardage to the 11. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1.
It's a tough one right there. He ran right into the teeth of the blitz as the linebacker was freed up in order to stuff that one for a loss. I think quarterbacks got to see that. Got to find a way to audible into something a little more advantageous.
And his kick is good. And that'll push the lead to 11-3. From a defensive perspective, though, I think maybe they're saying, hey, we did what we needed to do, kept this a one-score game.
Yeah, without a doubt, because they were able to bleed some time off the clock, right? Put themselves in a good position, but it's not out of reach yet, okay? Being able to hold them to a field goal means that they do have a chance to come back and win this game.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. They're down here in a one-score game. At the time, it's a factor, but it's not a huge factor right now, is it?
It's really not, because this amount of time gives them a chance to run their offense, to go through play sequences. And this is what they work on every week in practice, usually on a Friday. They go over this type of a situation, late-game situation. What are we going to do when we have the opportunity? They've called these plays a bunch of times. Now's their chance to execute them.
Yeah, they have the opportunity now. Here's the execution. He'll look to throw. And he can't get a throw off. He's taken down. What a huge play at this point in the game. Pass protection has been a problem all night long as they come up facing second and a ball. Oh, and this is going to wind up a safety. What a gut punch. That should be the nail in the coffin with those 2 points, making this a 2-score game now with time, Charles, clearly not on their side.
Yeah, they have to give the football away as well. Had a chance. Yeah, it was a small chance to get down the field, but guess what? This one's now just about over.
So they will accept the penalty and move. With Charles Davis, as always, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, you talk about storylines in this one. I think it begins and ends with our two quarterbacks, certainly two of the best in the business.
And nowadays, I don't think you can get by for long periods of time without a top-flight quarterback. The way the game is played, with all the responsibility he has and how the game flows through him, if he's not on the top of his game, your team's not going to benefit at all.
Two teams on opposite ends of the Sunshine State. The Jags and Dolphins are underway. This is fielded at the goal line. And in hindsight, probably should have stayed where he was, as he'll only get back to the 16-yard line.
First and 10 at their own 16-yard line.
Ain't no such thing as a loss. We taking wins.
Rodgers now on first down. Flush to his right. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. It'll go as a loss of 3 right away, and it's second down.
Didn't have the greatest field position to start, did they? And now, after this sack, it's way, way worse.
And right off the bat, first play of the game. Now a throw here on second down, and that's complete. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the 20 at the 18. That catch good for 5. It's third down. Throwing is Rodgers on third down. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Lawrence Taylor, his second sack of the night. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest one is maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. Zero accountability, and a sack resulted.
Good starting field position for them as they come up first and 10 at their own 46. They start on the ground here at Sanders. And down he goes at the 49, a 3-yard pickup.
When we see those runs to the perimeter, when we see those runs to the edge, we think about big breakers, don't we? In this case, it was a modest gain, but it does open up possibilities here on second down.
3 yards on that last carry. Here's second and 7. They run the counter. Dickerson. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. A 10-yard pickup, and it's enough for a Dolphins first down.
Well, how many times do we say in this game that speed kills, and it does it in so many different ways? In this case, you got a back who's quick and shifty, can make moves, make people miss, but also gets to and through a hole before it can close down. That's some of the benefits of that speed, not just outrunning people in the secondary, and that led to a really nice game.
Good work after the catch. Going to net him 23 and a first. Our game not even 2 minutes old, but a quick red zone opportunity. They have a first and 10 at the 18. And this time they were waiting for him as he'll be knocked down before he can get back to the line of scrimmage. Well done from a safety to come up there at the line of scrimmage. Nice tackle, too.
Yeah, he actually played into his position, didn't he? He's the strong safety. That means being near the line of scrimmage, cleaning up the run game, almost an extra linebacker, and he relishes the opportunities to put a big hit on a runner.
And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. The Dolphin passing game rolling here. They've got another first down.
Dolphins first down. First and goal at the 3-yard line.
Check, check. Watch 54. Watch 54. I got one.
Off the bootleg. Jackson sliding out of the pocket. And that is caught. Touchdown, Miami. Dave Casper there to make the grab as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. An ideal start for them, really. You force the punt, and then you go down and score.
And you've got to see a fist pump on the sideline from the head coach, don't you? Because he's turned into his bench, and he's telling his team, this is how we prepare. Force the punt, go downfield and score. I told you guys, it's just like a boxer in the gym preparing for the fight. Now we get to turn it all loose.
Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And they'll certainly be trying to do better than that first drive where they went 3 and out.
And sometimes the first drive is just simply to settle nerves. You know what it's like at the start of a game with the emotion. Guys are a little bit jumpy.
But you do.
Oh, you understand the same way. It's just like us calling one, right? Making sure we ease into the game, let it come to us.
Well, you went 3 and out.
And now they have that opportunity.
No, you didn't go 3 and out. I went 3 and out on that first drive. I'll try to do better here. And from the 25, they worked this to the 29, a gain of 4. 2nd and 6, just inside the 30.
You go tight. Get Mike. You got tight right there. Hey, alert 3.
Now it's Rodgers. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
We call that sack.
And that is the 3rd sack this offensive line has allowed this first quarter.
Yeah, that puts him on pace. Let me do the rudimentary math here. To be sacked 12 times in a game. I know he's not going to go for that. I wonder if it's going to reshape what they decide to do on offense in terms of play calling.
Well, I can tell you what, when he popped up, shaking his head, frustrated right now behind center. Throwing now is Rodgers. Flushed out right. Under pressure again, and down he goes again. Sacked there by Jadeveon Clowney.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
They're going to line up to go for this on 4th down. Rodgers stays on the field.
Mike's 50. Mike's 50.
And let's pin the mirrors back and go full strength. Inside.
50. Mike 50. Yeah, let's get a sack lunch.
Hey, orbit.
They do go for it. It's Rodgers. Looking deep downfield. And that's caught inside the 35. After 1, 7-0 on EA Sports. So how about this for a change in field position? From inside the 10, here's 1st down on the other side of the field. Throwing is Rodgers. Escaping the pressure right. Thrown across his body, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the Hall of Famer Night Train Lane. He's at the 40, the 20, and he will bring it back. It's a pick 6 and a Dolphins touchdown.
That was an interception, but on the field, the guys who are picking it off, they're not saying that. What word are they using? It's Oski. And that means catch the ball and go the other way.
That's your vernacular. I've never heard anybody say Oski.
Ask around. They'll tell you.
Elliott good with a PAT, and it's now 14-0. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6, and now the kick is away. This will be taken very short. And a pretty good return here. He'll be stopped just shy of the 25 at the 24-yard line. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25.
Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And they finally get him, but not before he reaches the 33-yard line.
First and 10 at the 33-yard line.
So the big play changes the complexion of things. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the 30. On the draw, this is Barkley. They had the huge play last time. Here it is a much smaller gain of 2.
Well, we saw them there trying to get it to the outside, trying to get to the perimeter, but not a whole lot of room there. But there's got to be one positive to that. If you keep moving laterally, creases tend to develop as the game moves on, and they can run it back inside later.
From the 31, Rodgers being chased out left. He'll try and run it. What can't Aaron Rodgers do? The legwork there getting him the first. The last drive, remember, similar situation. He forced a ball into coverage through the pick. He learned better there.
Yeah, similar to a golfer that's confronted with a shot that you just can't make. Sometimes you have to take your medicine, as they say, right? Just pull it down, take off, and go. Don't make something worse than what it was.
On first down, Rodgers eluding the pressure right. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Reggie White able to drop him that time for his second sack of the evening. On second and a long way to go. Rodgers.
I'm starting to feel for that quarterback back there.
Now look out, Rodgers lost the football, but this will fortunately wind up out of bounds. He turned that into a nice gain, gets him 8 yards closer for third down. On third and long, it's Rodgers. Now that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. Second quarter action with 1:59 remaining. Coming up at halftime in a little less than 2 minutes, we'll send you to Orlando where Jonathan Coachman is standing by. He'll have highlights and analysis of this first half. These kickers now, it's like we take them for granted. Kicks like that used to be such a big deal, and now you just expect them to make it.
Yeah, you're exactly right, and we shouldn't take them for granted, but I have a theory about it. You want to hear it?
Yep.
They are more athletic now than ever before. Talk about kickers. Trace their backgrounds, trace their histories. You'll find that they were big-time athletes all along, but their kicking was so prevalent that we made them specialists.
Well, and now those 50-plus yarders seem easy for some reason. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
The completion good for 3, and it's second down.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
Here's 2nd and 7 now from the 28. Jackson. Oh, it's a screen pass. That's complete. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. That'll wind up going for a loss of 4. And that'll bring up a 3rd and 11 situation. Play action. It's Jackson. Oh, you saw that one coming. It's intercepted. Thrown back across his body. Picked off by Night Train Lane. And they will score. It's a Jacksonville touchdown. You think you're going into halftime with a good-sized lead. Not so fast. That pick six really changes the complexion. Probably also changes the halftime speech.
No doubt about it. Instead of going in relaxed, you're probably a little more uptight right now. Probably a little bit angry. Let's see if they can get their focus back.
Vinatieri able to tack on the PAT. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful.
The Dolphins take over first and 10.
Let's go!
At their own 25-yard line. The Dolphins take over first and 10. At their own 25-yard line.
The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. Still more than a minute to go, so there is time if they want to mount something here.
Not only time, but they have 3 timeouts at their disposal as well. So that changes everything that you're doing here. Without those timeouts.
And he'll take this into the end zone for a Dolphins touchdown. A great play there. 75 yards. And the Dolphins strike quickly here for 6 points. Elliott on for the extra point. It's good, and it's 21-10.
Makes the score Dolphins 21, Jaguars 10. Jake Elliott set to kick off.
Now after the touchdown, here's Elliott on to kick it away. This will be taken short. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line.
First and 10.
Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And a first half that really has not been kind to them. A late opportunity here to maybe make some inroads on this deficit before half.
And this drive's going to go a long way towards telling us whether they actually have a chance to come all the way back.
He's got it at the 15. And he'll be marked down deep on Miami's side of the field. A big play there just before halftime. 56 yards. A real field flipper there as all of a sudden they've got a first down in the red zone. That's complete to Calvin Johnson. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. 10 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down. So second in inches after that first down completion. And he'll take this one in for a Jags touchdown. A 5-yard touchdown run as his guys are back within a single score.
I think everyone in the league talks about finishing, don't they? Doesn't matter whether it's a quarter, a half, a game, a series, whatever. But they're finishing the first half in fine style, putting that one in the end zone.
They did, and they didn't leave much time on the clock either. Well done. And following the touchdown now, it's Bradley Pinion on to kick this one away.
The Dolphins take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
Ready? This is Pittsburgh. 54 Mike. Coming.
Now a first down run is going nowhere. He's going to be dropped in the backfield. A loss of 2. A loss of 2 there. Second down.
I like the strategy. Extra tight ends, extra beef. They want to run the football, but that means they probably want to run it inside. If you get strung out on the perimeter, you're in peril.
Yeah, we saw the result. Negative yardage. First play of the drive goes the wrong way. Here's second and 12. They'll keep it on the ground again here. And this looks a lot like the last play. Behind the line of scrimmage, he's tackled for the second straight go-around. Great job by this Jacksonville D. That's it for the first half. 2 more quarters to go. We'll have plenty more to see after the break. And we welcome you back live now inside the booth alongside Charles Davis. I'm Brandon Gaudin, set and ready to rock for the third quarter. The Dolphins in front, and they'll be in possession of the football first as the second half gets started. This one fielded at the 5. And he'll be brought down at the 23, make it the 24-yard line. The Dolphins at the line ready for their next drive. They have the lead. Now they'll be looking for some separation here as we begin the third quarter.
I like the way you term that because now I think they go a little bit deeper into their playbook. They like what they did in the first half. That worked okay. But in order to get the separation that you just talked about, change things up a little bit. Change your tendencies. Try and hit them a little bit more with some things they didn't see in the first half.
Let's see if they do just that. Throwing now, Jackson on first down. Flush to his right. And he's going to keep. The ball comes out, and the Jags grab it.
Let's be frank. You hate the fumble at the end of the play. But prior to that, I liked a lot of what was going on. Tucks it down, takes off, picks up good yardage. But in that portion of the field, that close to the sideline.
Step out.
Yeah, either get down or get out of bounds. Take care of the ball.
Yeah, he had the yards, but then the mistake.
Mike 54. Hey, they're scared. They're scared.
After the fumble recovery, it's Jackson. And caught by Henry. And I think the ball's out, but this will get out of bounds, so possession will stay the same.
I don't know about you, but I could hear and feel the sigh of relief all the way up here in our booth.
That was palpable. The sideline, the friend there.
No doubt about it. If ball goes over the sideline, able to retain possession, no turnover. I know his coaches are screaming, just hang on to the ball, man.
On second down, Dickerson. And that'll hurt the average a bit as this time they're able to get him behind the line. That'll be a loss of a yard, and it leads to a third down.
It's now third and 5.
Jackson now off the bootleg. He'll buy some time right. And it's complete. Henry. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. 5 yards is the pickup there as that extends this drive.
First down.
So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. Now Sanders, and an alley to run. And they move this all the way down to the 9. All told, it's an even 30 and a 1st down. That was excellent from start to finish, from the blocking to the running, just well executed. And now let's look ahead, because after that, how about a little play action, maybe a little bootleg, and get the quarterback out on the corner and give him a little run-pass option. And they're right down here looking for 6. That's going to go as a loss of 2, and it'll be 2nd down. And that's what this defense is going to need to do more in the second half. Good pressure that time, forces some indecision in the backfield. He's going to wind up being taken down for a nice loss. They'll run down with Okoye. And he'll be brought down this time at the 5-yard line. A nice run there as he picks up 6. It's going to be 3rd and goal now. They've definitely established a rhythm on this drive, moving the ball quite well. And big man with football is an integral part of the whole thing.
Let's go.
3rd and goal, Jackson. And he's going to go down. Sacked back at the 13-yard line. It's the Hall of Famer Ray Lewis powering in for the sack. 3rd and goal, they decided to throw for it, but how about the play defensively? Couldn't find anyone open. Left him nowhere to go with the football. Had to absorb the sack. The kick by Elliott is good. And high fives for that one as that drive ends in 3. They had it 1st and goal, 3 attempts, couldn't get it in, so they settle for 3. Yeah, the field tends to shrink a little bit the closer you get to the goal line, doesn't it? It doesn't sound right. It sounds a little counterintuitive. But you run out of space to run the deep routes, so they can just sit on the shorter stuff if you're going to throw it. If you want to run it, there's just not as much space. They end up having to take 3 there. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. They're down here, but very much in this game. What's the tonality of a coach's talk when a game is within striking distance like this at intermission? Typically, what they're doing is emphasizing the things that went well in the first half and wanting more of that. Sure, you've got to go over some of the errors and clean up some things because there's a reason you're down. But overall, I think they want to stay positive, stay up with this team. We're just starting the second half, and we've got the football. It's caught inside the 25. A big 3rd down play there for the Jags. 56 yards. So barely time to catch our breath. Here's 1st and 10 just outside the red zone. Rodgers going to throw. Rolling to his right. And that is incomplete. Took a shot there on 1st down, but he couldn't reel it in. Well, this at least is the right idea. I think they've got to get the tight end more involved. He had just 1 target in the first half, incomplete. Now incomplete here with the first target of the second half. Yeah, should not stop them at all from going back to him. Find him. Find him. In need of a conversion on 3rd down. They had the big play to start the drive. Not much sense. Now Rodgers steps away to his left. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Reggie White, his 2nd sack of the night.
We're going to keep getting sacks.
And it's 4th down.
And now Adam Vinatieri. He's into his 40s now. You'd think low to mid-50s, probably about the outside of his range. This will be from 56 yards out. And his kick is good. He got every bit of that one as it's good from 56 yards out. Back now in the East Bay. For the 4th quarter, we'll begin with a kickoff following the score on the final play of the 3rd quarter. This fielded at the 2. And he's got daylight. It's a foot race. And all the way in for a Miami touchdown. That kick return TD is 98 yards in length. And the Dolphins are able to extend that advantage. A big-time special teams play here in the fourth quarter to extend their lead.
And coaches preach it all the time. If you can score on special teams, your chances of winning the game really jump up in a big way. Now, I'll let our analytics friends quantify it and give us the exact numbers, but that's what coaches talk about all the time, that extra momentum, that extra bounce you get from a special team score.
I don't have any analytics friends. Those are your friends.
I'll claim them.
And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. Jaguars come to the line to start their next drive. And fortunate to get points on the board last time. They had to hit a really long field goal to do so.
The kickers in today's game are so good and so skilled and hit from distances that we almost start to take them for granted, and we can't do that. That's a long field goal that they got 3 points out of. They've got to feel.
It got his man complete. And they've got it well across midfield down to the 40 before it's all said and done. It's a gain of 35.
First down. First and 10 at the 40-yard line.
So the big play moves him all the way across midfield to the 40 now for first and 10. Shotgun now for Rodgers. Got a man. It's Randy Moss. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
And when you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice gain.
6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down. On first and 10, here's Rodgers. And that will be incomplete. Would have been a big hitter if they had connected. Instead, it's second down. So now they'll come up on second and 10, once again from the 28. Rodgers now to throw. Forced out to his left. He's going to take off with it. And he'll go out of bounds in the red zone just inside the 20.
Okay, he's not going to get the first down, but this is still a nice job of buying some time and then running to get to the sideline and get out of bounds and avoid the big hit.
And this is intercepted, and that should do it. Picked off by Brian Urlacher. The 40, 30. And they will be set up now as he brings this thing all the way back inside the 20. Darren Waller, the intended receiver.
This was almost what I've heard referred to as a pick 12.
Pick 12, explain?
Well, you're talking about the 6 that they were trying to get.
Because they were so close.